Hi, my name is Jeannie Hopkins, and I'm going to be presenting on the Addie model for EDDE 820. So what exactly is the Addie model? It's an instructional system that is approximately 50 years old, and its purpose is to create better course designs. This consists of 5 elements. They are analysis, which is the phase of instructional design when one surveys and takes inventory of all of their course materials and plans and objectives. Phase 2 is design. This is where everything in the analysis phase is put together to align and is organized, usually in the form of a syllabus. This is the blueprint for the course. Phase 3 is development. This is where the design phase becomes concrete and visible, usually where the designer creates in a learning management system. Phase 4 is implementation. This is the act of course delivery when it goes live and students are able to interact. And finally, phase 5 is evaluation. This is where the instructional designer can observe the learning that the students have accomplished, whether it's a unit or the cumulative class, and it's where they get the student feedback from the course. In a little in depth, our analysis phase is 3 different parts. We analyze our learners. Who is our learner? What do they know? What do they not know? We analyze our delivery method. Is it going to be face-to-face, online, hybrid? And finally, we analyze our course. What are we going to put in our course? What is the course content going to be? Next, we have design. The design phase is where things are organized, objectives are written, and the course content is planned out. This, again, is the blueprint, which looks like the course syllabus. Development is the physical development of the course. It consists of creating the content chunking. For instance, will this course run in weeks, or will it run in units or modules? This consists of student assessments and the graphics and media that will be included in the course. During the implementation phase, content is actually delivered. Timeline must be considered. For instance, is it going to be a 10-week course or a 16-week course or an 8-week course? And interaction is also included. This consists of teacher to student interaction and student to student interaction. Evaluation is next. There are 3 different forms of evaluation in the Addie model. First, there's formative. This is ongoing feedback that comes in the form of activities that are done. And the purpose of this is to improve learning. It's kind of a low stakes activity that allows students to get feedback from the instructor so that they are prepared for the summative evaluation. This is more high stakes. Some examples are assignments that are weighted more, or test exams. The purpose of this is to actually evaluate student learning. And lastly, evaluation of the content. This is the evaluation of how the instruction was, communication was, and this usually comes in the form of a course evaluation. Implementation of the Addie model. This involves instructional designers, educators, businesses, and military. Businesses and military being some of the first to utilize the Addie model. The theoretical perspective is through the constructivist theory. It forms and defines the product of instructional materials. According to Lev Vygotsky, a person learns within the zone of proximal development. They start off at image figure 2. That represents where the learner is on their own, what they can accomplish and what they can learn. Whereas number 1 on the figure is where the student can achieve with the instructor's help and feedback. The space in between 1 and 2 is called the zone of proximal development. The instructor's job here is to scaffold learning, to take the students from what they already know, give feedback to bring them to a higher level of understanding and learning. The conceptual framework of the Addie model looks like this. Each phase goes in order, but you'll notice that each phase, it goes to formative evaluation and back. This is because each phase must be evaluated for effectiveness. So at any time, one can go back one phase or two phase to correct things that was found in the formative evaluation. For instance, we may get through analysis, design, and development, and we do a formative evaluation and realize that the development of the course isn't working so well because of the timeline. So we might revert back to the design phase to redesign the course to work with the given timeline. Advantages and disadvantages include advantages of generic instructional design model. This model can be used in several different ways, and it's very flexible. And there are many different versions of the Addie model out there currently. It's also an organized process, so it's very easy to use and it flows very nicely. The only disadvantages I found was that it's unable to identify every conceivable performance glitch in an organization. I'm going to shortly show my references and then move on to the authentic application. All right, my application is going to be in a CHD 120 course, Introduction to Early Childhood Education. The analysis of this Addie model is that this class is an online section. It's 16 weeks for this presentation. Sometimes it's a 10-week course. This is an introductory class, so the prior knowledge is not expected to be there because this is supposed to be the first class in the degree program. However, some students are not advised properly and they do not begin the degree here. So some students have already had some exposure to early childhood content, so they might have a little more knowledge than your typical introductory student. This is an asynchronous class, and it's designed in units, and the delivery options are varied. For instance, SlideShare is used, PowerPoint, video, lectures. All right, so that is our analysis for this course. Moving on to the design. The way I design courses is with this grid. Let me see if I can widen the screen a little bit. All right, this grid represents each of the given learning outcomes by the Virginia Community College System. So the VCCS actually gives us the learning outcomes for each class, and you'll see it in this third column. So as you can see, this course was designed with units and the weeks being broken down within each unit. The units are all based off of learning outcomes, and you can see keywords are highlighted like historical basis, theoretical basis. We go down, we have more theoretical, environments, and so forth. So the learning objectives are the anchor for course planning. Then we have small broken down learning objectives for each unit. The discussion forum is planned out, including feeders. So I give my students some prompts when they reply to their peers, as in what they can be saying to their peers, so we avoid the I agree answer. Assignments are pre-planned here and they're listed. And then the reading and resources, which involves chapters of the book, videos, PowerPoint, and so on. And this is done for the whole class before the class even starts. So this is the design, and it is also in the syllabus, which guides the students on what to expect. So now let's look at the development of the course. The course starts out with a welcome announcement that tells the students how to access the course, when to access it, what to do when they get there, what text is included, and has all of my contact info as well as technical requirements. So that is their starting point. And then over here is the menu. So course information is where they find their syllabus and assignment checklist. Their course content is where they actually find the delivery of the course. So this is where I gain their attention. I will show you how I gain their attention. This is my favorite unit. So I usually gain their attention with something that catches their eye, a meme or a funny video. Then I give them an overview of the course and how it's connected to their assessments. As you can see here, it says, as a culminating assessment, you will complete, and so on. And then they get a screenshot of the overview of the unit. So it tells them every single thing they're supposed to do within the week, the learning objectives, and then their required reading and viewing is in one folder. So as you can see, the summative evaluation is at the top, so they can go ahead and enter with the end in mind, if you will. There's overviews, there's slide shares on here, there is PowerPoints, there's videos, all kinds of stuff. To give you an example of what a lecture might look like, we've got this.
Hi guys, I wanted to take a few minutes to just really break down some stuff you've read in Chapter 12 about language and literacy for young children. Now, when you take language arts, which is CHD 119, and reading methods, which is CHD 119, you're going to really go into detail about this. So really, I just want you guys to get the main idea about age appropriateness and really what is appropriate for teaching young children literacy skills and what is not. Unfortunately, most of the...
So that was a video, a lecture within a PowerPoint as part of my course delivery. Of course, this is the implementation phase. Then after their what the input is, the reading and videos and so forth, they have the folder for their activities, which is their formative evaluation, and assignments and assessment, which is their summative evaluation. So you click on here and it gives them everything they are to do. So we have a variety between blogs, discussion board posts, actual assignments, and this is my favorite, the creative presentation. What this does is, like you just saw a minute ago, we were talking about language and literacy. This presentation gives students an opportunity to be creative, showing and demonstrating what they know. So as you can see here, they're going to demonstrate 3 ideas that are appropriate for teaching language and literacy and 3 ideas that are not. And I've given them tons of ways to do that. So speaking avatars, talking cartoons, creating memes, iMovies, YouTube, comics, all kinds of stuff. So and I give them step-by-step directions with screenshots. So what I do is, after they create these, I use a digital bulletin board called Padlet for them to display it and look at others' work. So we go to that, and you can see all of their creative presentations are posted here for each other to look at, and we have a wide variety of different things. So if I had time, I'd show you some of these because they're really awesome, but I do not have time. So I'm going to finish off with the evaluation stage and what that looks like. So in my evaluation, all the summative evaluations are over here under assignments. And it tells them how to work these, and each assignment has a folder, and within that folder is everything they need to complete it. So for instance, there's a rubric, there's instructions, and everything. So that is my Addie model.